Hey guys, today we talk about my top 5 Hanna Barbera cartoons. Now, Hanna Barbera is another studio that I liked a lot, aside from Disney. This was like my other side to Disney. My side, where I took a break from Disney and went on to some other studios, like this one, Hanna Barbera, the classic cartoon shows of Yogi Bear and timeless characters like Scooby-Doo and Tom and Jerry. But one of the months of the cartoons that I love are in the top 5 spot for me. As a fan, let's find out. Number 5, Huckleberry Hound. This is a cartoon character I met later on in my life, not really out of nowhere. He had popped out. And once he popped out, it's like he was telling me something. Something like saying, hey, I'm the first character here. I came first before anyone else could. And he was right. He was the first character that Hanna Barbera ever created, aside from Tom and Jerry. For the most part, Tom and Jerry were like Oswald, and Huckleberry Hound was like their Mickey Mouse. And he was there to tell me he was the first. And that with his creation came a lot of Mickey Mouse cartoons in his wake. Most of his cartoons consist of him trying to do a job, and things go wrong for him. Very similar to Mickey Mouse, actually. Maybe that's why I like this cartoon so much, because a lot of it reminded me of Mickey Mouse and his adventures. And maybe that's why I loved him. Not only is he just Mickey Mouse, he is actually a really entertaining guy. The fact that he's very calm, he has a very cool and interesting voice, and just all around a fun time with him. Unlike Mickey, he definitely has a very sporting personality, and that's where he really shines through. Number 4, Top Cat. Top Cat was one of the first cartoons I ever watched on Boomerang, and probably the only one I ever seen that was actually starred in Hanna-Barbera. So at least it's a special place in my heart for sure. And every time I watch it, I feel like I'm part of the gang. I think everybody feels that way, that when they watch this show, they feel like they're a part of the gang. They feel like they're like a part of the crew of being a part of Top Cat's gang. And in a way, it makes you feel cool that you're in a new place and a new time. I think that's what I get from Top Cat pretty much. You just feel included. Number 3, Johnny Quest. Have you always dreamed that Indiana Jones would be a TV show? Well, that's what I got from this. Johnny Quest was a dream come true for that. In that it was definitely all adventure all the time. All the action-packed episodes and many different adventures of this boy impact me. The action, the music, everything that this cartoon represents is definitely a classic. For sure, if you like Indiana Jones, you like this for sure. This cartoon is filled with that. For different representation and many different high-packed action that you love a lot. Number 2, Tom and Jerry. From the very beginning, this cartoon was definitely a part of my life for sure. When I was very little, that's all I remember, was these two taking it off. I was always a fan of Jerry, because I always felt like his antics and his charm and his jokes were always very funny. I never liked Tom all too much, because I always thought he was very mean to Jerry's little friends, like the duck, the woodpecker, his nephew, his uncle, and many more. I just thought Tom and Jerry was being a little too mean to his friends a lot of times. So that's why I felt like he needed to be the hero. But as I grew watching these cartoons, I finally realized that Tom is a very relatable character. I can see why people like him so much. Before, I didn't like him, but I actually grew to like him as well. And now I kind of see Tom and Jerry as equals. In the end, I just love seeing their fighting and their fun stuff. And that's all we come for, right? We don't really come for the cheering for who's who or anything like that. It's all about coming together and watching these two fight it off. Number 1, Scooby-Doo. This cartoon was definitely the first thing I ever saw in my life too, as well. I love Scooby-Doo. The mystery is definitely an original story to behold. And I love Scooby-Doo as a character. As a dog, he's very funny and also very cute when I was a kid. And a kid, that's all I ever stared at. Scooby-Doo as a dog. But as I got older, I realized the show is definitely for older kids with mysteries that impact me and trying to solve who the unmasked person is. Every cartoon was definitely inspiring and expansive and exciting. So it's just always so fun to unmask the exciting story of these meddling kids. I guess you could say I would have got away with them. I would have never watched the show at all if it weren't those meddling kids and their dog. And those are my favorite Hanna-Barbera cartoons. What are your favorites? Tell me your thoughts in comments below. I know some people are pretty disappointed I did not put Flintstones or the Jetsons on this list. I do love those cartoons. They just could not make it into this list. I would have made them as honorable mentions, though. But tell me your thoughts in comments below. And tell me what more Hanna-Barbera cartoons I should look into. And I'll see you next time. Bye.